안녕하세요. 미국 교과서 읽는 리딩 베이직 2 교포쌤과 함께하는 코넬노트테이킹 수업 유닛 2 가지고 왔습니다. Our unit 2 is Understanding Hemispheres. So, continuing from last time, what did we learn last time? We learned about what is a globe. globe를 배우면서 longitude가 뭔지, latitude가 뭔지 배웠는데요. 그거와 연장선으로 오늘은 Understanding Hemisphere, 반구, 지구의 구에 대해서 오늘은 배워볼 거예요. So let's first read together. I'd like everybody to please read with me. Okay? So first paragraph. Geographers divide the Earth into 4 different hemispheres. They are northern, southern, western, and eastern hemispheres. The word hemi means half. A hemisphere covers exactly 1/2 of the Earth. The Earth is divided into the northern and southern hemispheres by the equator. The equator is a line of latitude that lies in the middle of the Earth. 모르는 단어는 밑줄 치고 중요한 내용은 하이라이트를 치면서 같이 읽어주세요. Above the equator is the northern hemisphere. Asia, Europe, and North America are in it. Below the equator is the southern hemisphere. It includes parts of Africa and South America. Australia and Antarctica are in it too. The Earth is divided into eastern and western hemispheres by the prime meridian. The prime meridian is a line of longitude that goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. It goes directly through Greenwich, England. North and South America are in the western hemisphere. Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica are in the eastern hemisphere. So let's take a look at the first paragraph again. So Cornell note-taking, we're writing the main ideas here and we're writing the details here. So everybody should have already written down the title at the top, Understanding Hemispheres. It says, Geographers. Geo는 땅을 뜻해요. Graph means to like image or to make a picture of. So 지리학자들은 they divide the Earth into 4 different hemispheres. 지구를 4가지의 다른 hemisphere 구로, 반구로 나눌 수 있대요. They are northern, southern, western, and eastern hemispheres. So 북, 남, 서, 동쪽으로 나눌 수 있대요. Then what is important here? Hemi means half. So a hemisphere covers exactly 1/2 of the Earth. So what is a hemisphere? 지구의 반을 뜻한대요. So what do you think is the main idea here, guys? Good. So Earth is made up of 4 hemispheres, north, south, east, west. What did hemi mean again? 여기에서 arrow and equals half. So what is one hemisphere equal to? It equals to 1/2 of the Earth. 짧고 간단하게 핵심 정보만 이렇게 정리해서 적어주면 돼요. So let's take a look at the second paragraph. So it says the Earth is divided into northern and southern hemispheres by the equator. 지구는 북반구와 남반구를 적도로 인해서 저희가 가를 수가 있대요. 나눌 수가 있대요. That's what divided means. The equator, 적도, 우리 지난 시간에 배웠죠? Is the line of latitude that lies in the middle of the east. So, do you guys remember where did the line of latitude go from where to where? It goes from east to west. It was the horizontal line that goes across the globe. 근데 이 적도는 it's at 0 degrees. 그 차이점이에요. Above the equator is the northern hemisphere. Asia, Europe, and North America are in it. 그럼 이 적도의 윗부분은 저희가 북반구라고 부르는데 아시아, 유럽, 북아메리카가 포함되어 있대요. Below the equator is the southern hemisphere. It includes parts of Africa, South America, Australia, and Antarctica are in it too. So, southern hemisphere 남반구에는 아프리카, parts of Africa, right? And South America, Australia, Antarctica, 남극까지도 포함이 되어 있대요. 그러면 질문이 만약에 나온다. Then these are the detailed questions that could possibly be shown in the comprehension question. 이런 게 디테일 문제들이에요. 이렇게 리스트가 되는 것들. So if we take a look at our Cornell notes. So what is the main idea here? We're talking about the equator. 적도로 인해서 북과 남. Through the line of latitude at 0 degree, what do we call that? That was the equator. equator로 통해서 북과 남이 나뉘어진대요. How? In the northern hemisphere is the above. Southern hemisphere is below the equator. So if you take a look, I'm not writing in full sentences, right? Or I am not writing down the full words either. 짧고 간결하게 핵심 단어만 이렇게 적는 게 코넬노트테이킹의 메인 포인트예요. Then let's take a look at our last paragraph. So it says the Earth is divided into the eastern and western hemispheres by the prime meridian. So prime meridian is something that we talked about very briefly last time. The prime meridian is a line of longitude that goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. It goes directly through Greenwich, England. North and South America are in the Western Hemisphere. Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica are in the Eastern Hemisphere. So what is the main idea for this one? It's just telling us how is our Earth divided into east-west through the prime meridian. So prime meridian은 한국어로 본초 좌우선이래요. 혹시 들어보셨어요? It's my first time hearing it actually. So prime meridian is like a line that goes from the North Pole to the South Pole through Greenwich. So that actually helps us set time zone. I learned about the prime meridian when I was in elementary, but I don't know if you guys heard about it at your school. So 이런 게 그냥 있다라고 기억해두면 좋을 것 같아요. So if you take a look at the third paragraph, 정리를 해보자면 we have 지구는 4가지의 헤미스피어로 이루어져 있고 한 가지의 헤미스피어는 지구의 반이고 equator이라는 적도는 지구를 north and south로 나누고 it's an example of a line of latitude at 0 degrees. 여기 골뱅이 표시는 at 라는 표시예요. It's something that I would love to use to shorten my notes. So the third paragraph talks about the prime meridian. So what was the rule of a prime meridian? It divides the earth into east to west, 동쪽과 서쪽을 나누는데 그 기준점은 Greenwich, England. So it's a line of longitude. Long. Do you guys remember? Long is a vertical line. So longitude at 0 degrees. Into east and west. Okay, guys? So let's do a quick review. So we have the North Pole here, we have the South Pole here, and we have the equator. So equator was at what degree? It was at 0 degrees. equator는 뭐였죠? 이거는 적도라고 불러요. So above the equator we have the northern hemisphere, and below the equator we have the southern hemisphere. So a hemisphere is 1/2 of the earth. So equator를 따라서 North Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere 이렇게 두 가지로 나뉠 수가 있대요. Then what about over here? The prime meridian. Right? So we have the Western Hemisphere and the Eastern Hemisphere. So which country did the prime meridian go through? Nice. It was the Greenwich, England, right? So from here, we have a negative time zone and we have a plus time zone. So my family is in Canada right now, so they are minus 13 time zone from Korea. 그래서 반나절 정도 한국보다 늦게 시작해요. Okay, so this is gonna be it for today, guys. Okay, so for next week or the next class that we're gonna have together, I'm going to ask you to please do your comprehension questions over here. Okay, so it asks you main idea and detail. 그래서 저희가 한 코넬노트테이킹 확인해보면서 중요한 아이디어는 like what is the main idea? Then where would you be looking at? You should be looking at the main idea side, right? But for these ones, Europe is in the blank hemisphere. 이거는 main idea가 아니죠, right? Then you gotta be looking at your answers in the detail section. 그래서 우리는 핵심 아이디어와 디테일을 정확히 구분하는 거를 이 교재를 완성하면서 배우게 될 거예요. Okay? So I would like everybody to please complete this for homework. 따단, 따단. Okay? Have a wonderful week, everyone. See you next time.